Arrowtown Bakery, guys. It's the place to be. And of course, if we're there, then we must be in Arrowtown, which we are. Which means we're at the Arrow River. So we're cruising on up to Macetown today. Should be pretty cool. The weather's kind of just blah. I was hoping for sunshine, but it is winter, so I can't really complain too much. But should I just stop talking and let's go hit the tracks instead, eh? Good idea. Good idea, Jono. Hello guys, Jono here again, Lost Sheep Adventures. I got like 12 little finches around me at the moment. I feel like I'm in the Garden of Eden. It's kind of cute. But where we're heading today is of course Macetown. Most people stop to drop tire pressures on their tires. I can't do that because I can't pump them back up and I'd rather not make them explode. So instead I've stopped to disconnect my sway bars. It's a handy little thing to give me a bit more flex. So jump on down and we'll pull these out. So I've already pulled the other side. Now all I'm gonna do is pull this side. There's one. There's two. Yank it up, out of the way. Then I've also designed a nifty little piece of wire to hold it all out of the way. Good old Kiwi ingenuity, eh? I don't know what number this is. Let's just go with number 8 because that's the classic. I don't even know what type of numbers there are. How many numbers are there? Is there only 8? There's 16, 673. And this stops it from getting in the way of everything else. Huzzah! Bam, too easy. Let's get out of here. I'm too eager. I should probably show you guys where we're going first. Somewhere on here. This one's been drawn on actually. Bam! So, let's just pinpoint this a little bit. Start in here. The 150-year-old gold mining village of Arrowtown. From there we're making our way up the river, past the turn off to Soho walking track, and all the way up to Macetown at the top here. Plenty of river crossings along the way, 47 I think I counted in total. From there we'll be making our way up even further to Anderson's Battery in the corner here, and you can even do a walking track up and beyond the valleys here, and then just basically bombing on home again. One way in, one way out guys, too easy. Let's do it. For those that don't know, Macetown is primarily just river crossings the entire way. Lots of them. So of course you've got to learn how to drive them. You can pretty much read a river. It'll tell you a lot about what's actually inside of it, which is pretty handy really. Few sort of major features in a river. One of the big ones is sort of an eddy where it's rolled around a larger rock and had to pull in behind it. Usually it means it's the softest area there because it's carried, the slow currents carried all the soft sand into it and of course pulled it in behind. So it's usually a soft spot or a deep hole, usually a soft spot. Other ones are standing waves. Standing waves are of course where there's a boulder in the river and the water's had to come over top of it, roll on the other side of it and churn back on itself, creating that wave, that constant standing wave there. So if you're seeing them, there's usually a big boulder in behind them, like right here. And of course weirs are the big ones. They're the big, wide sort of crossing section, the flattest, widest part. The part you want to be following when you cross the river is following the weir, where it's been worn out. There's too many weirs in this sentence now. That's where you sort of want to be crossing. Just a few little a few little things to look out for. Relatively, it's all pretty easy. Helps a lot if the water's nice and clear. Helps a lot if someone else has gone before you, but usually if they've gone before you, they've churned all the water up and made it all muddy, so you can't actually see what they hit, if they hit anything. Starting to climb up the hill now. If you're afraid of heights, this might not be the track for you. She's some steep drop-offs down there. They're quite cool though. Keep your heart racing. Make you feel alive. Of course, the track is susceptible to slips, guys, so do be aware you might have to reverse out in some of these steep places. Feel like doing a bit of exploring, guys, at the corner here, take a left, drops down to this neat little track and a little cave that's dug, well, a tunnel that's dug into the rock face. It's called Skulls, but we'll get to that when we get down there. For now, let's go check out the track. And the dead possum there. He's a bit interesting. Not really, he's just dead. Bottom of the hill, guys, take a right. There's 2 or 3 water crossings to get through to the tunnel, and then you're there. So you're probably wondering why this is here in the first place. It's not naturally made, of course. It was part of the gold mining. In the 1860s, they extensively gold mined the entire region around here, and this was a big plan they had and executed that cost them 10,000 British pounds. The idea was dig a hole straight through the rock face here, divert all the river water coming through, shoot it down here. You got the entire corner out there to gold mine in. Plan worked to a point, really. They diverted the river, they mined this corner, and they made $600. Sweet F all, really. The Chinese had been through a year or two earlier. They had actually built walls sticking out from the riverbank, gold miner section, built it further, gold miner section, built it further, gold miner section. They took all the gold out of there, and the Europeans found nothing. So that's kind of cool. You used to be able to drive all the way through. Nowadays, earthquake closed the other side, and this side's got a bit of a half closure anyway. You can still wander through. It's about 10-15 meters in length. Kind of a cool little place. But we've got plenty more to see here, guys. So let's just hit the tracks and get out of here. Macetown, yeah! most of the road itself is actually spent traversing the high tops. Once you hit the dam, we'll show you once we get there, the road actually splits into two separate ones. There's a low road and a high road. And the high road's much like the rest of the road, it just continues along, does what it does, it's up high, stays out of the riverbed. So the actual main track itself, completely pretty easy throughout the year. The low road's what we're going to be doing. That one's got a few more river crossings, a few deeper holes, and I haven't been in there for 2 years, 4 years, somewhere there. So it should be quite interesting to actually see what's going down there, if it's even still passable completely. But you get some gorgeous views up and around here. The road just sidles along the edge of the cliff face most of the way. Here we are at the dam, guys. We're going to take a sharp left-hand switchback, drop on down to the low road. So I'm going to say no one's probably been down here for a while, since the flood at least, because there's no vehicle tracks and the road doesn't seem to exist anymore. So, and it's quite deep and quite steep. This is fun. Come down here, guys. This is cool. So this is interesting. There used to be a tough track, which is no longer a track, there's a tree in the way. And the easy track's now a tough track. Check this out. So that used to be my fun track that I would go up. There used to be quite a big step in the middle there and you had to really turn it tight because of the trees. Now there's a tree in the way. If I had an extra truck and a couple extra hours, I would probably just park truck up here, get one truck across the other side, winch all the logs out of the way and open the track up again. I love this truck so much. This is awesome. Apart from fuel costs, oh my god. Bloody Queenstown, man. $2.36. Ugh. I gotta sort of cash in a liver every time I gotta fill the damn thing. Bit tight through this area, and of course yet another unused silty exit and a fallen down tree to where I'm not going to be able to get across there, so we might have to go upstream. Coming to the end of the low road now, so we're back up onto the high section and just cruising it. This here has definitely been a bit of fun though. It's nice to come here and actually sort of put it through its paces a bit more. What truck should be used for? Going out, exploring, testing. Smiles, laughter, babes and beers. I don't have any babes and beers here though. Just smiles and laughter. Oh well. The upper road here, guys, is literally just a cruise. Just, you know, undulating terrain, pretty much flattened out by all the four drives coming through here. It's just a drive with beautiful scenery, of course. A lot of gold mining history through the area here, but pretty much just a drive. A nice one. Rock, ready, boop, boop. And a bit more of the upper valley now. The rivers either come up to the road or the roads come down to the river, not really sure there. But river crossings are back to being mild again. Just to cruise across them, roads nice and easy. Almost in Macetown. Cruising. Guys, rolling into the outskirts of Macetown now. This is like sort of the suburbs, I guess. Lots of tailing is still hanging around. This is the old, where basically all the old rocks that they didn't need, that didn't hold gold, all tossed to one side, piled up to the point where they've been piled up around houses and everything. There's not too many buildings left out in Macetown now. There's a total of two. There's a bakery and Needham's cottage, so not much left. There's the old walls and bits and pieces, but cool place to come and explore anyways. Just do stay on the roads, guys. This is a historical area. There's a lot of signage and information about sticking to the road, keeping it a historical and recreational area, and just explore by foot off-road. Thanks, guys. But we'll cruise on out. We'll even go up to a little place called Anderson's Battery, which is an old quartz crushing battery, so we'll go look at that because it's really cool. And then we'll make our way back out the lower section of the Macetown Road and bomb on home. Easy. So this one is the bakery. This is one of the last two bloody buildings left. The other one's Needham's cottage, just a bit further along the road. We skipped that out. You're welcome to go inside, guys. Check it out. Do close the door behind you. They're pretty small, really, for a house or a bakery. But I'll leave you guys to worry about exploring those. We have plenty of tracks to do. We're going to continue on up and find Anderson's Battery. The town of Macetown is, of course, a ghost town now, 2 buildings left. But it is a Department of Conservation campground, so you're welcome to bring the family up here, chill out for a couple of days. Highly recommend to do it in summer, not winter time where everything freezes. But it's definitely a cool journey. Come on out, mountain bike back in, do a bit of fishing. I don't know if there's any fish here, but you could try. Do a bit of gold painting down the lower river. It's a cool area to come. This here is Anderson's Battery. It's where they bash quartz to get all the gold out of it. They have a water line plumbed into this thing, stuck in the bottom there. They have a big wheel on the outside and a belt driving it to this wheel up here. This one, so as the water plumbs through that turbine, it spins this wheel, and there's a big no clutch system, just a big cog system. They basically, this would sit to one side, build up speed, and then you'd have to rack it across, engage it into the two cogs there, and that starts turning the entire battery. Pretty cool system, really. Up the top there, a whole lot of flanges that basically lift up these massive stampers and drop them. So the thing is incredibly loud. It's all incredibly dangerous, but kind of cool. It would then crush up all the quartz in here. It would all fly out and flow out onto a canvas blanket down here. They'd then pick that up, bring it over to this side, where another wheel on the other side of the battery is operating another system that comes over to here. They'd wash it, the blanket in here, and using the whole tumble dry sort of thing, this thing, as it turns, would then wash all the silt out and keep the gold in the center, which is pretty cool, really. They'd then collect up all the gold and put it through mercury, which would then separate it from everything else. Incredibly dangerous. Occupational safety and health wouldn't have a bar of it these days. But very cool. These one of the things would run 24/7, so it's constantly loud, constantly going. A lot of people went deaf. A lot of people lost their hands. Gold mining was not the place to be. Pretty intense. Pretty awesome, really. Time to cruise on out of here. Gonna hit the Macetown River track. So it's the track that leads out of Macetown or into Macetown via the river rather than coming up and over through the town. I'm gonna roam down through there and then basically bomb it on home. It's getting on to 3 o'clock now, and in total you want to be at least allowing half a day for this at a rush and a full day to really come out and explore the area. The track alone is probably 2 hours, an hour and a half, 2 hours just to get to Macetown without any stops or anything along the way. So she's not massive, but definitely a bit of a crawl out here. So I drove over this on the way here. I didn't think much of it, but it definitely feels a bit sketchy as it sort of rolls you to the downhill side. So I thought, well, I've got a bit of spare time, I might come out, clear a bit, at least flatten it down so it's not quite so bad. But this is basically it, guys. This is homeward bound, and yeah, good little trip. Definitely recommend it. Summer's a lot easier. If you're wondering about coming here, summer's definitely a lot easier than the winter time. And of course there is the high roads at either end that you can just avoid the river and all the crossings. But a good time right now to mention my Patreon. So these are getting a little tad hefty on the pocket with the Jeep, the fuel monies, the going away. So I've started up a bit of a Patreon to help, well, so you guys can help me do what I love to help you see New Zealand. Kind of makes sense. So Patreon at the moment pretty much has the same stuff as YouTube, but I will build that up to a point where Patreon will get exclusive videos in regards to extra little tidbits from trips and whatnot, but YouTube will always have those trip videos coming out once a month. Hopefully, if Pocket allows. But otherwise, this is it, guys. Head on over to Patreon, check it out. Of course, Facebook as well, Instagram as well, and YouTube. Yeah, should be good. Hope to see you guys out here next month. I do have a couple of mates coming down, and hopefully we can go do the Culprit Road. From what I'm told, it's sketchy as all hell at the moment with the ice, the snow, and massive water damage. So that'll be a bit interesting, hence why I'm pulling in extra cavalry. But for the moment now, I'm going to start clearing this, and we will see you guys next month.